Oh, I am so excited to have you here, and just so honored that you're willing to chat about what our experience has been on journeys together.
Yeah.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. So excited to talk about it. And I'm so glad I get to see your face again.
Yes, I know. It's been almost a month now since we ended our journey. We
Yes.
did a 6-month journey together. People who are watching, these are like reflections after being complete. Although we
Right.
are in the aftercare, which is
Yes.
important to me, where we're still connected for 3 months afterwards,
Yes.
just without sessions. And so I guess just to start, could you share what your human design like profile, authority, and energy type is?
Sure. So I am a line 3-5 splenic projector.
Mm-hmm.
And before we started our work, I knew nothing about the human design or gene keys. So it was really, really cool to dive in and learn. I mean, really just like complete learning. It's like a new language, and it's been amazing. So with that, I've learned about myself that I learn through lived experiences.
That's the
And
three.
yes, the 3. And then, I am here to help bring solutions to maybe global problems or just community problems, just wherever that may land. And my spleen will tell me yes or no. So, through outside, oh gosh, the word's not coming to me. Outside.
A physical stimulus, so it
Thank
has
you.
to be in the present moment.
Yes.
It's
Then
not something we can think about to get our
yes.
answers.
Yep, and it has to be right in the right, I have to be in my body and present to receive it. And I've learned all about how that works and what that feels like, and which has been really, really cool. And then that will give me my answer. And a no doesn't mean necessarily a no forever. It could just be a no for now. And a yes could be a yes for now, and then it could tweak and pivot, and that's okay too. So
Yes, I
yeah,
love it.
yeah.
I feel like you've studied for this. I'm like, oh, listen to her sharing all of her knowledge.
Well,
Amazing.
and it's like muscle memory, right? Like we
Yes.
talk so much about that it is like learning a new language, learning something new. And that's why I loved our weekly sessions through this journey, because it helps, well, it keeps you accountable, but it helps you like keep learning that and using those muscle memories, using the words, hearing it over and over, like you would, repeat it back to me. And then that would help me make these connection points through the whole journey. So that was just for me extremely helpful for the way that I learn and I absorb information.
Yeah, I was just saying this to someone who's newly in a
Mhm.
group about creative gifts with me
Mhm.
right now, so very new to human design. And I was like, repetition's huge with me. And it's not
Yes.
about like I'm repeating it so you get it right.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
really about just hearing it over and over because it hits your body in different ways on
Yeah.
different days.
Yeah.
And I really love, like, my favorite kind of like my unique magic is listening to something happening in your life and being able to reflect back, like, that's your projector superpower that's happening right there.
Right.
This is where you can listen to your spleen. Like when you talk about, I tried it this way and it didn't work and it's so frustrating. I'm like, that's your 3 line. You need to keep trying over and over again to figure out what works and what doesn't work. That's on purpose. You're designed
Right.
this way. And really just being able to take like this beautiful wisdom that I love so much and not have it just be an overwhelming amount of
Yeah.
information that just like washes over you and doesn't help you in your life, but
Right.
really to like take a couple of things and keep repeating them, exploring them, you putting
Right.
them in your own words, which is super
Right.
important to me because this is all about like how you uniquely experiment with this and what
Right.
like being a splenic projector means for you. I can share like the traditional knowledge. I can share um stories and experiences of other clients because I happen to attract a lot of non-sacrals, so projectors and manifestors. Um, and I can share their experiences, but ultimately it's like, what does this energetic blueprint mean for you? How is it
Right.
supportive to you? What
Yeah.
does it mean in your body to feel your spleen talking to you? Like,
Right.
where
Yes.
do you need to put your body in order to hear your spleen talking to you? Like, you
Yes.
uniquely. It doesn't
Yes. Yes.
matter what somebody else does with it. It's like, let's play with what it
Right.
does. What, like, how is this going to support you uniquely? So,
Yes. I love it.
lots of repetition and lots
Yes, it
of pointing
is.
to experiences, which I'm a
Right.
3-5 as well. So I learned through experiences as well. So that's probably why it's woven into our journey so much. But
Yes, absolutely.
if you feel you can share, and
Mhm.
at any point in time, if a question's like, yep, no, thank you, next, obviously you
Yes.
trust me enough and know that you can be your authentic self. Um, can you share a little bit about like what you were experiencing that like drew you to doing this journey, or what did you hope human design and gene keys or working with me would help you shift in your life?
Right. Yes, no, absolutely. So I was in a place. So I was diagnosed with breast cancer, triple positive breast cancer in 2021. And just 2 years of brutal, awful treatments, surgeries, all the things. And then cancer free today, no evidence of disease. So
Yes.
so positive, so
Yes.
positive. So after that, I would say 2023 was when all of that was complete. And now I'm doing the after, like the medicine and the scans and all of that. But that leaves you, it's so traumatic that it leaves you, you've lost yourself, you've lost all sense of what's real, what's not. Your body has been through hell, all these things.
Mhm.
And so I had struggled so much on finding me again and getting those authentic, genuine pieces of myself to come back. And so of course I followed you on Instagram for years and just love your work and all of I just feel so like in alignment with you, like when I hear videos and things. And I mean now I know it was my spleen telling me, yes, like the outside stimulus, like you had done a video or maybe a post or something about the human design work. And I mean, I just scrolled through and it was like, yep. And it just, I was in the moment, present in my body, and it just spoke to me. So before this, I would say that was a gut feeling. Like that was my
Yep.
intuition, my gut. Um,
Mhm.
and so I just immediately reached out to you and was like, okay, I think it was an introduction session.
Yeah, I think you were like, "Let's jump in." I was like, "You've never done human design and gene keys before. Let's do a session and see how that feels first." I think
Yes.
if I my memory,
I
if
think that's
that's
right. Yep.
correct. Yeah,
Yep.
uh-huh.
And so yeah, so I it was right time, I booked it and did the session. I think it was like 90 minutes. And I was like, this feels perfectly in alignment. It to me, I was looking for rebuilding trust with my body. I felt like it had betrayed me, having the cancer, living in it, etc. And the treatments were just so hard. I had so disconnected from my body completely
Of
that I
course.
needed
Yeah.
to dig in and ground myself again and find those pieces. So cultivating the trust and really self-confidence and the love, self-love and self-awareness and all these pieces that I had lost. And in its simplest form, I just remember thinking, I'm just going to do something for me. This is for me. This is my self-care day. This is choosing yes to me because as women we know, or I know, I'll speak to me, that it's just busy. We glorify busy and we don't take the time for ourselves. And I was like, this is what I'm doing. Nope, I'm doing it. And so anyway, so that's kind of where all that began with the journey.
Yeah, what I'm remembering really clearly is the phrase, pouring into myself. I really want to pour into myself.
Yes.
And, you know, knowing what I know about your chart, like this is so important for projectors because so much of your energy naturally goes into seeing other people, recognizing other people. I've
Yeah.
been on the receiving end of your superpower of like telling me what you see about me and my potential and all these things. Like it naturally goes
Right.
outwards, and you really are designed to receive support, to be able to pour back into yourself, to
Yeah.
recognize your own gifts, to recognize um, how you can recharge and feel
Yes.
rested and playful again, after all of these years of like courageous, determination and
Right.
grit, and all of the resilience
Right.
with this um, cancer journey, and being like, what's life now?
Yes.
And like, please give me a lifeline for like something, because like I've just been like in it for, to
Yep.
survive. And
Right.
I think that regardless of a cancer journey, like so many clients of mine have been in one way or another, like in a tunnel vision of something to survive. And then they kind of are like, what's life? I want to live. I want to
Yes.
enjoy my life. I want to flourish. It can't just be about like survival.
Right.
It
You got to
can't,
thrive. There's
yes,
thriving. Yes.
yes. It can't just be stress. And how do I manage stress
Right.
easier? It's like we want play, we want creativity, we want purpose. Like
Yeah.
just, and it takes devotion and it takes support, because
Yeah.
it's not how our culture is set up to,
Yes.
all of the busyness and the hustle culture and all of the productivity
Yeah.
um, is not necessarily conducive
Nope.
for cultivating creativity or
Yes.
slowing down to hear what's really going on in our body and all of these beautiful things. So,
Right.
um,
Yes.
beautiful. Thank you so much for
Yeah.
sharing about where you started. And so,
Hmm.
being someone that didn't know anything about human design when we started, what would you say to someone who's like, this looks really overwhelming and way too complicated and probably isn't going to resonate with me? It all sounds great, but like too much. Like, what would you
Right.
say to that person?
No, that's a good question. I mean, because I always operate in the like feel your feels, and then obviously depending on who you are and what your human design is, that's going to look different for saying yes. But you to me, yes, you can say yes feeling uncertain, feeling scared, feeling whatever the feel is. Um it is such a to me there's no risk, it's all reward, because it is such a positive experience and journey, and you meet them right where they are. So and that's something I didn't know, each session, I mean, you can show up. That's the thing, there's no pressure. I mean, you could show up in a fuzzy robe. I always showed up no makeup. I literally just like grabbed a tea, coffee, whatever, just came on. Whatever I looked like, whatever. And then for you, it's whatever is going on in the moment in your life. You might have things that you're going to talk about, but then we pivot depending on what's happening. And it's like letting that guide us, the feelings and the vibes and the energy. And so there's always such good, like you have such good, I call them wisdom mic drops. And so you have such gifting in that there's all these aha moments and insightful moments, and even if it's a time where there's not, there will be later. So I just think that it can feel overwhelming or like work, but it's not. When you're in it, it's more self-guided. Like you
Yeah.
work with that, it's like self-guided.
Yes.
And if I think what I loved, because we've talked about this in our culture, is that if there was a time where maybe I was feeling a little sick or I was overwhelmed that weekend, and you were like, let's call it, like, let's just reschedule. Like, it is, you listen to you and your body, This is not about you better grit and do it regardless. And that was so mind blowing to me because nobody says that. Work, doctors, I don't care who it is. Like you better show up if you've committed. And so the couple of times that we had, had to reschedule for whatever, it felt so good and nurturing and like self-love. It just felt amazing. So I appreciate that from you. And that to me is huge with what you get with an experience with you.
Thank you for
Yes.
that. It is really important to me because I feel like the undercurrent of
Yeah.
all of this teaching is to trust your own energy
Right. Yes.
and to start sharing in the world when your energy is a yes and a no. And that part's scary. Like,
Yeah.
that's why we have so much conditioning, is because we're like not listening to our body because we think we won't be able
Right.
to, I don't know, we have FOMO. We think that if we don't say yes to the thing, they'll never ask again. Whatever it is, we think we won't belong. Essentially,
Right.
the fear under it is if we listen to our own body and our own
Yes.
energy, we won't
Yes.
belong, then we'll be isolated and then we'll die. I mean,
Right.
like that's
Yeah.
literally the primal fear that's under the
Right.
whole thing.
Right.
So really I'm like, at least with me,
Yes.
start practicing saying, I don't have energy for this right now.
Right.
And I will be on the other side saying, great, thank you for telling me.
Yeah.
There are 1,000 different ways to do this on a
Right.
timeline where there is energy.
Right. Yes.
I
Yes.
believe that. So
Yes.
I'm going to practice that with you in our little safe space so
Yes.
that it makes it, you're building your courage to be able to practice that in real life with people who are going to be possibly confused by someone saying, I know
Right.
we made these plans, I'm just not up for it today. Thanks for your patience. I need to reschedule. No
Yeah.
apologies.
Right. Right.
No
That's another
saying that
thing.
I'm
Yes.
wrong, like just
Yes.
this, integrity to me is not about keeping your word no matter what your body says in the present moment.
Right.
Because we make commitments to people based on what our mind thinks we're going to do in the future.
Yeah.
And then when we get to that moment in time, to me, integrity is consistently aligning with what our body and energy is telling us in the present moment. That is integrity to me.
Yeah.
So that fully means that if your body in the present moment is saying something different than the mind 3 days ago who thought you would be able to do something, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
let's practice what it's like to actually listen to the body. Because I mean,
Yes.
the whole like human design and gene keys will teach, well, human design primarily, that there are two things that you can learn and you don't need to know anything else about your design. And it's your strategy and authority, which is essentially what the universe is bringing you and how to recognize it, and what your body and energy is telling you and how to recognize it. If you know those two things, everything else falls into alignment.
Right.
And
Yes.
so it's really important to be able to, so much of this is a call to presence. What do we
Yes.
feel in our body right now? How can
Right.
we be with what's in our body right now? How can we trust? That was a
Yes.
piece that you brought up at the beginning,
Yeah.
was it really is building like deeper self-trust, and you get new language or new strategies or new practices for like how to do
Yes.
things. It's not
Yes.
just trust yourself, trust your intuition. It's like this is presumably, or human design would suggest, this is how your intuition speaks to you. Let's play with it and
Right.
see what it feels like in your body, and if you have examples.
Yes. Right. Right.
And for you, like I remember as you were learning about your spleen, you were like, this came up so much in my cancer journey. Like I
Oh,
didn't know
yes.
it then, but like
Yes.
over and over and over again, it was like I know what this is.
Right.
I have
Yes.
different words for it now and different ways to kind of tune in, or what environments are supportive, or what practices I can do and make it more intentional or bring more
Yeah.
awareness to it. But like, to me, so many of my clients, like, you already are living your design in a lot of different ways. It's
Right.
about bringing awareness to it and doing it intentionally.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you're already who you are.
Right.
So a
Right.
lot of this can be like remembering,
Yes.
or like, yes, that feels true. And now I have a giant permission slip to
Right.
do it that way. Um, but yeah, so thank
Well,
you.
and I was going to say with that, no, that's so
Yeah.
good. And this just popped up that a lot, I think some unexpected or an unexpected piece of this was I was just thinking this was present moving into future forward movement. But once I learned about splenic projector, all these pieces, I was able, and we've talked about this, to go back into childhood and heal parts, think of parts and things that happened in like my first day of kindergarten and how it was so terrifying, like all these things. And with the telegram, we, flood back memories of like, oh my gosh, that was like with my first divorce, like that was that moment. And my spleen was telling me, it was radiating and telling me. And so there was a lot of things that I was able to forgive myself and love myself more, give myself grace. So it really connected so much deeper because I could have these moments in the past that kind of came to, and that was definitely unexpected. I did not expect that. So that was amazing, just amazing.
Beautiful. Yes. It's so, and to speak to what you shared at the beginning of this question, but
Sure.
it really is, I don't have like a template or a formula that I'm trying to put clients into.
Yeah.
It really is a showing up where you are, and my intuition and your intuition, and we create space for like a co-creation of what journey we're going on. Like,
Yes.
it's not like I have, on month 3 we're going to talk
Right.
about kindergarten.
Right.
Like,
Right.
that's not how it goes. Um and my core talent is my intuition. So really me like leaning into that more and more and more and being like, there is no formula. It's
Right.
in the present moment. I will intuitively know where we're going
Right.
or what the next step is, because our intuition doesn't give a full plan. It'll give you one
Sure.
step. And we just keep following those breadcrumbs and what it
Yeah.
brings up for you. And it's so beautiful. So I love
Yes. I
that
love
so
that. The
much.
co-creation, that's such a good word because that's exactly how it feels. Absolutely.
Oh, amazing. All right. So, how did our journey together nurture your creativity and purpose specifically? Is there anything
Yes.
coming up for you about?
Yes. So I and this was definitely unexpected and but I through this I was kind of at the same time going through this process of like I have an entrepreneurial spirit and I've always had that and done kind of different things over my life and so I was in this phase of okay, what's next? And so through this experience, I have founded my own passion project business. She is Me Collective. And that is
Yes.
really, you were right there with me through the whole process. Like it was just so beautiful and so meant to be. And really just, I think once I realized, who I am, what I'm meant to do, it just solidified it so much more about the projector and seeing so clearly into things and helping solve a solution, to a global problem or community problem or whatnot. And that was always it was in me to do that for the cancer experience for women with breast cancer. And so I have founded a business that is creating products. It's going to have retreats and podcasts and community building for pieces that were missing during my cancer experience. And it's going to be very real, raw, honest, genuine. Like which I think is missing a lot in the cancer community, at least
Mhm.
with what I found.
Mhm.
And so there's always the beautiful hope pieces, but we need both. We need this is horrible and awful, and there is hope. We need both at the same time. And so that's what I'm creating. And this allowed me to lean into those pieces. And we talked, I mean, extensively about that through this journey and telegrammed, and I would spiral, and then you would help me get my toolkit back and how to get back in my body and ground myself. And so that led me to She Is Me, which is so beautiful. So
I love it. And I don't know where we're going to put this video or when. Do you have a website yet? I know it's not up yet, but do you have it
I
purchased so that
do.
if it's in the future, people can go
Yes.
check it out?
Yes, I do. Absolutely. I do. Yes. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Can you share what the
Oh, sorry.
website is?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
You're like, "Go ahead."
Let the
Um,
people know. No.
yes, yes. So it's sheismecollective.net, N-E-T. So
Okay.
all together, sheismecollective.net. Yes.
Beautiful. And honestly, like, was that even like that wasn't part of our intentions when you
No,
started?
not
Was
at
it
all.
even like in your like on your radar that you I
Nope.
know perhaps a like what's next in my career question might have
Yes.
been there,
Yes.
but like truly this creation really
Right.
came organically out of
It
all
did.
of your self-discovery, devotion and awareness
Yes.
and the experiments and all the things. And it's
Yes.
just,
And the confidence. I mean, I think, for all that time, I was so shut in, like inward, like just paralyzed in fear, and there's a lot of those pieces like reoccurrence, doubt, and worry.
mhm.
And I think the rebuilding the confidence and the self-esteem of you can do this. Like you are meant to be here to help
Yes.
others. And when
Yes.
you are, in your highest frequency, radiating in that will help other people and bring that, like it's like Field of Dreams. If you build it, they'll come. I mean, it really is. And I think that helped build my confidence. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I've got this.
Yeah.
I'm in
What if I'm the only person that is meant to
yes.
do it this way? Like that's
Yes.
what I love too, is like, what am I here to uniquely
Right.
pull together, uniquely create that imitates no one? And
Right.
if I don't do it, it will
Right.
not exist. It
Right.
needs
I
to come
know.
like through me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I love
It's
it.
just so, and then it's this, and when you think of it like that, it is such a mind shift. And it's like, I have to, I mean, as long as your spleen saying yes, which my spleen was, it's like, I have to do this. Game on. Like, let's go. Like, and so then it
Yeah.
gets you excited. Yeah.
Yeah. How could I not?
Right. Right.
No. Yeah. And
Mm.
this is like a side note, but it's one of my favorite pieces of your journey is like you shared when you were filling out some sort of um survey at work
Uh,
and there was a
mhm.
question about like if you were creative. Do you remember what
Yeah.
you shared about that? Could you share about that? Because this just
Yes,
made my
it
heart
it was.
sing.
It was,
Go ahead.
there was a, oh, well, there's 2 things. So, yes, it said, "Are you a creative person?" And I was like, "No." I mean, I would always answer no, always, because to me, like, I guess closed-mindedly, I
Go
thought
ahead. A
creative
lot of
was
women think this.
they
Tell
do,
me.
and it's like
Yes.
I think, well, I don't draw, I don't do pottery. It was, like, very specific. I am not creative, like, I'm not artsy, I'm not in theater, I'm not doing any of those. So I would always check no, but then we had done a lot of work on this, and I had come across this, assessment question, and I was about to click no, and then I was like, "Oh, yes, I am. I am creative." And so I clicked yes, and I think I telegrammed you like right after. I was like, "This is huge." It was felt so amazing to have that mind set shift in that
Yes.
process.
Yes.
Oh, and then playful. That was another one. So
Mm.
something about we were talking about that, and it's part of. And I was like, "Oh no, that's wrong." I was like, "I'm not playful at all." And and I was like, because I'm thinking of it in a specific way. And once we really talked through it, and I was like, okay, like I joke, and I do like to play. Like it just looks different for me, and that's okay.
Yes.
So that was really mind opening.
Ah, I love it so much because it's really human design and gene keys is about celebrating your uniqueness. Like,
Right.
how are you uniquely creative? You 1000% are. We are all creative. Like,
Right.
we create on a, daily basis. It's like, how is creativity, how is life force energy moving uniquely through you and
Right.
like impacting the world?
Ooh,
Everyone's
yes. I love
creative.
that. Yes.
And when you sent that to me in Telegram, and because it wasn't just a yes no question either, it was like one of those five, it was a
Yes.
gradient thing. And it was like, usually I would do this one. You did like all the way to the end. And I was like, fuck yes.
Yes. Yes.
This makes me more excited than like this recognition because so
Mm.
many women are like,
Right.
no, I'm not. And I'm like, no, you are. And
Right.
that, creativity is just about uniqueness
Yeah.
and really celebrating like how we are in the world in our own way.
Yes. I
uh
love that.
I love
That
it
needs
so
to
much.
be shouted from the rooftops. Absolutely.
Yes,
I love it.
yes, amazing. So you are like a month after. Is there
Mhm.
anything that like you're most excited about that human design and gene keys has brought into your life, or anything else you want us to know? We'll kind of wrap up because I know we've been chatting for a minute now.
I would say that I mean, gosh, so many things. I would say that I feel more like myself on the inside than I have. Well, I'm going to say pre-COVID and cancer, the two C's,
Amazing.
because we all just COVID just rocked all of our worlds, and I got cancer right after. So it's like I think I have been so just operating on a whole different, not on all cylinders, like a whole different level for years. And now I am fully back to me on the inside. The pieces of me, like I left the pieces that didn't serve me, picked up the pieces that do. And the creating this passion business and getting out into nature, like my toolkit that we have, that we've formed together. Like I know that if I'm spiraling, or if work's pissing me off, or if something's happening, that I'm like, all right, let's go. I'm gonna get in my car because I love to drive. Like this is specific to me. And I'm gonna crank that Taylor Swift, and I'm gonna sing, and I'm gonna go get my coffee, and I'm gonna maybe sit under a tree. Like there's just all these pieces that now I know how to get back, ground myself, center myself, get back to myself.
Mm,
And then in those ways, I will continue to be able to listen to my spleen. And so
mhm,
I think just me, and then I think the piece that, and I know we touched on it, but that I did this for me, which is a very, it's not narrow-minded, but it was my focus at the time.
mhm,
And knowing what I know now about that, when I am in my highest frequency, that radiates out, and it is really for me and the common good. It's for everyone. And if I'm living with my frequency, then it will help impact countless others, women, men, whoever I'm around. And then I think the last piece that's really cool is that then I discovered what my husband and my son are. And that's a whole other conversation, but it's like those pieces, knowing how, like, oh, well, they're this and I'm this. And it really is. It helps you kind of navigate through different relationships, and what they might be doing and feeling, and where you align and where you don't align. So just so much. I could go like for hours, but I love it.
I'm so grateful. It's been truly such an honor to be on your journey with you
Oh, thank
and
you.
to really see like how much you've really embraced your uniqueness, embraced your creativity, embraced your purpose. Really, this piece of how important it is to pour into yourself. Like one of my messages that I'll bang the drum about all the time is like, when you imagine, so many women that I know are imagining like this huge impact that they're here to make in the world,
Right.
whether it's, two individuals in their life or on like a different scale, doesn't matter. But like the impact that we so like beautifully feel and envision. And I'm like, if you imagine how big that impact is, you need to receive twice as big the support.
Right.
Like you need so much more support. You cannot create that kind of impact from an empty cup or from
Yeah.
self-sacrifice or from all these other things that we've learned.
Yeah.
It actually comes from like double the amount of support, double
Yes.
the amount of rest for a projector,
Yes.
double the amount of like pouring in and recharging, and that's just so the opposite of what we're trained to do.
Yeah.
But it is possible.
Yes.
And it's just
Yes.
been such an honor and truly moving for me to
Oh,
be a part of your journey. And I cannot wait for all of the ways that you will be impacting others, not only through She Is
right.
Me, which I'm so excited for. Um, but more importantly, it really is this like, as you are loving yourself and feeling good in your own body, you radiate love in every room that you go into. And it's super powerful and really, really important right now. So
Yes. Well, thank you. And I so appreciate you. It's just been incredible. And I can't say enough. I say it all the time, but the gift of you and who you are that I mean, I just think you are meant to do this. You are put on this earth to do this. And it's incredible what a nurturing, calming, safe environment that you create, just emotionally, um, held gently. Like you hold it gently on all levels. And I think anyone that's even remotely considering, like, just say yes, just do it, just say yes. You will not be sorry. It's amazing. So thank you, friend. It's been such a joy.
thank you. Thank you. I'll end the recording now with so much love to you.